Hi, this is the Tiny Movie. Today we explain a 2022 drama horror film, Hatching. So come join me.
Tinya, 12, lives in a rich, visually stunning, and uniquely designed mansion with her loving family, which includes her mother, father, and younger brother, Matthias. Her mother is an influencer who runs a video blog about the family's personal lives, documenting what the family does on a daily basis. One morning, the mother gathers her family on the couch to film a part of a video that shows how much they love and care for each other. But a loud bang on the window stops them. While Tinya is opening the window to see what is happening, a wounded crow comes inside the home and starts to fly about, colliding with any glassware and about destroying the drawing room. Tinya, after several glass things have already been shattered, tries to grab a hold of it by wrapping a towel around it, and she intends to release it so that it might fly away outdoors. But her mother stops her and tells her to bring the towel to her. When Tinya does, she is shocked to see her mother kill the bird by twisting its neck. After that, the mother orders her to put the dead crow in the organic garbage can that is kept outside, and the girl does as she is told. In the middle of the night, she is startled awake by a loud cawing sound coming from outside her home. When she goes to investigate, she realizes that the crow has been missed from the garbage can. Tinya follows the sound into a neighboring woodland, and not long after she arrives there, she discovers a crow that has been badly wounded and is lying on the ground. Unbelievably, this is the same bird that her mother killed before. She couldn't think of any other way to help the bird, so she killed it with stones to end its pain. She then notices a tiny egg laying on the ground close to where the crow had already been killed, and she makes the decision to rescue it and take it home with her. Tinya is also a young gymnast who works very hard at her school to get ready for an upcoming competition. Because she is an introvert by nature and partly because she has a very active schedule with both school and practice sessions, she does not have a large circle of friends at school. The young lady is thrilled to become friends with Rita, a little girl her own age who has just moved into their neighborhood. In addition, she's attracted to pet Rita's dog. The next day, Tinya's mother becomes upset when she discovers that Rita, their new neighbor, is also a gymnast and that she is much better than her daughter. Tinya's mother, who competed in figure skating in her younger years, is the driving force behind her daughter's active participation in gymnastics. Not only does she want her daughter to succeed in the sport, but she also uses it as a source of material for the clips she creates about her family's life. One afternoon, when Tinya gets home from school, the girl is surprised to see her mother flirting, kissing, and touching another man at their house. Her mother calls him Tiro and later admits that he is her lover. This, along with the fact that her father doesn't talk to her much, makes Tinya even more confused. In the meantime, the egg she brought keeps growing in her room, where she is hatching it in her teddy bear. The egg keeps getting bigger and bigger, and one day it starts to crack. Upon opening the egg, Tinya sees a monstrous creature that looks like a baby bird but is much bigger and stronger, with wide, scary eyes, powerful clawed legs, hands with claws, and a smattering of hair all over it. When Tinya's father enters her room to check the disturbance, the thing wails just like any other baby bird would, and then it quickly flees out the window. The next night, though, it comes back. And this time, Tinya helps it by pulling a piece of glass out of its hand. She figures out that the creature thinks she's its mother, so she starts taking care of it by giving it a bath and singing it a lullaby. But the bird is obviously not normal, as it quickly delivers Tinya, the beloved dog of Rita, with its head severed at the end of that night. She nauseates the moment sees the body of the dog in that terrible state, and threw up on the floor, which was immediately eaten by the bird things. Tinya buys bird seeds the following day, chews them up herself, and vomits them out of her mouth to feed her companion, realizing she would have to feed it exactly as mother birds feed their hatchlings. She continues to take care of it, even going so far as to dress it in her clothing and give it the name Allie, which is the name of an orphan from the lullaby that she sings to it. One night, the freaking bird starts behaving weirdly again and terrorizes Matthias and the mother, who mistakenly, they think it's Tinya that creeping about. Days later, as the gymnastics competition approaches, Tinya and her mother offer Rita a ride home from school after the pieces of training ends. but she refuses, saying that she likes to walk home alone. While the mother and daughter are driving in their car, Tinya visions something unusual and frightening that's going on in the distance and reveals her fear to her mother. Meantime, Rita is making her way along a quiet road and she feels something is following her, and moments later, she is brutally attacked by the freaking bird, who at this point resembles Tinya in appearance, especially in the absence of a beak on its face and the presence of a hole in its place where a mouth would normally be. In the car, Tinya's mother tries to downplay her fears by explaining that she is worried because of the forthcoming competition. However, the young girl realizes that something terribly wrong happened, and when she goes home, she convinces when she discovers the bird's severed beak laying inside her room. The following morning, Tinya's mother offers to bring her to Tiro's home for the weekend, and Tinya's father welcomes the offer, adding that Tiro is a nice guy, much to the girl's surprise and maybe disappointment. The two make their way to Tiro's house, where it is revealed by the mother that the Tiro is a single dad whose wife had passed away while giving birth to their daughter, and that he now lives alone with his newborn daughter Helmi. Later that night, that creature follows Tinya to her new room, where Tinya discovers the monster has apparent human teeth growing in its mouth along with flesh growing over its largely empty mouth. Tinya tries to calm the creature down as if she were comforting herself about the weird nature of her parents' marriage. But that creature switches back to her hostile self the following morning when she tries to attack Tiro. Tiro feels something is wrong with Tinya but still is very nice to Tinya. He wants to help her, so teaches her that being the greatest at everything should not always be the purpose of life. He feels that the girl has some psychological problems and lets them pass the freaking incident. Tinya's mother soon comes to take her to the gymnastics competition, but the girl is terrified to leave the creature alone with baby Helmi because she knows it would attack them. After months of grueling training, when Tinya is prepared to do her gymnastic moves in the competition, she has a vision of the creature, who now resembles her nearly identically, preparing to attack Helmi with an axe. She throws herself to the ground, falling on her arm, in an attempt to put an end to it after realizing that the sufferings that the two will endure will be felt by each other. The strategy succeeds. Tiro is horrified by the sound, and he runs to the room to protect his daughter from any potential danger. When he arrives, he sees that Tinya's duplicate thing jump out the window. When Tinya and her mother go back to Tiro's house, he won't let them in. He says that he knows something is wrong with Tinya and tells that he saw she about to kill his daughter and doesn't want her there anymore. When her mother tries to persuade him that she was there the whole time, Tiro not only rejects her but also refuses to allow her to stay with him any longer. Tinya's mother has a horrible fit of fury and misery. She starts pounding her head on the steering wheel repeatedly while yelling loudly while Tinya is trying to apologize to her mother. Blood quickly begins to drip down her damaged nose, but she ignores it and harshly expresses her disgust toward her girl. The two then return home, where the mother greets her husband and son as warmly as she does in her films, as if nothing had happened. As the mother tries to film a video inside her room pretending to be happy and cheerful, she discovers that creature in her room, who is now like Tinya's identical twin. She tries to comb her dirty hair angrily, injuring it in the process. The monster attacks the mother right away and is about to kill her when Tinya steps in and reprimands the creature, which makes it leave the room. After Tinya has finished explaining everything to her mother offers her daughter support and consolation, assuring her that things would eventually return to as they were before. The father and Matthias are also informed of the situation by the two as they set out in search of the monster in their home with knives in hand. Finally, they are able to trap Ali inside Tinya's room, and the mother has the same intention as before. She wants to kill Ali by stabbing her. Tinya attempts to stop her mother from stabbing her, but she accidentally gets in the line of her mother's swinging knife, which causes Tinya to get stabbed in the chest. As both Tinya and her mother cry out in shock and fear, Tinya falls to the ground coughing up blood. A strange thing happens when the blood drips into Monster's open mouth after her face has been ripped apart once more. As the three members of the family stare in disbelief, the gap in the creature's face fills with flesh. Its eyes move to Tinya's, and it utters the word mother. When the mother looks closely at it, she sees that her daughter Tinya is gazing at her. Tinya has some wound scars around her mouth and lips, which shows that creature's mutation into Tinya is now complete. and the movie ends.
Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to watch more video like this.